Hey there! I'm going to be adding on to the video I made 2 days ago. That guide ended up being a bit more overview and explanation than I had originally wanted, so this one is going to be a little bit more strategic than that video had been. All these dates are wrong because this is from the Japan version of the event a while back, so don't pay attention to the dates. I'll be showing off all the quests this time around, so if you don't want to see the quests, then this isn't a guide for you. It'll obviously spoil what enemies are in the quests, and who you'll fight, who you'll be fighting, what the enemies are like. But it won't be spoiling any of the story. So if you're just worried about the story, then there won't be any spoilers for that. But you will get to see who's in the battles. So, decide for yourself there. Starting off, here is the list of servants that get points bonuses. As you can see, the 5 servants up there, they get 20% bonuses. And then Emiya gets 40% bonus. Why does Emiya get 40% bonus? We may never know. Oda is a free servant, so you at least get that 60% bonus if you don't have anything else. But you should probably have those 20% bonus servants too by this point. The Okita is 100%. It's worth noting here that Oda with the Gudaguda CE is only 90%, and Okita is 100% all the time. So even if you can't find an Okita with the Gudaguda on, it's still better than bringing anything else on this list, even with the best CE possible. It's still better to bring the Okita. Here are the drops real quick. You can see I'm not even going to try to pronounce these right. The bronze drop I'm going to be calling gourds, the silver drop I'm going to be calling bowls, and the gold drop I'm going to be calling teapots. The CEs that come with them, you should be using them for farming. If you have them, you can only get them by gacha. I think some of them can drop on some specific quests. I think only the bronze one drops on quests, though. And then the Gudaguda, which you can get in the event shop, which is the primary CE that we're going to be talking about. All these CEs are terrible by themselves, by the way. They don't really do anything good after this event's over, so you probably won't be using them after that. The Cheers one, which is the silver drop here, is actually okay. It's 10% to Buster and 10% to Quick, which is decent, I guess. The other one's not so great. Here's looking at Oda. Those are her golden skulls. And coming on to this is the Craft Essence XP cards that I've been talking about before. I thought they were only the 18,000, but it turns out that the Noble one is 30,000. So these are going to make leveling up Craft Essences really easy for a little bit while you have them. You get a lot throughout this event, so if you have, a Limit Broken Kaleidoscope, if you have a Limit Broken Limited Zero, one of those big name 5 stars Craft Essences, this might be the time for you to level it up a bit and get those bigger attack bonuses, bigger health bonuses on the card. Definitely don't use these to level up random garbage. It's not worth it. These are for your big stuff. You don't get these types of cards very often. You only get them at events and not every event. So I would really suggest you hold on to these till you need them if you don't have anything to use them on already. I know from my personal use, I have a few cards that I'm going to be using this on. Here are the points level rewards. I'm just going to slowly, not so slowly I guess, scan through these for you. I've already talked about these. You can read them yourself at Sonopedia, which I will be linking in the description. Here's the shop. As you can see, you need 300 of the gold, 300 of the silver, and 300 of the bronze. But there's actually 2 cards in the gold, so you really need 600. And then you need the Ascension materials for Nobu to get her ascended up to eventually level 90. In the materials section here, the most important things are these Eternal Gears, which I'm going to be calling Infinity Gears randomly if we're talking about them, because that's what they're called in the JP. And then Forbidden Pages. Both the Eternal Gears and the Forbidden Pages you can't get into London, and their drop rates are absolutely horrible. They're just really bad. I definitely suggest you completely clear out Forbidden Pages and Eternal Gears while you have the chance here. I know some people are already eyeing these Hearts of the Gods. There's only 10 of them, so that's a little bit disappointing. The full 20 and I would be able to really send almost all my servants. And then Claws of Chaos, which are also very rare. I definitely recommend clearing these both out as well. Moving into the story quests, as you can see, they're very easy. You get Nobu, the temporary card. If you don't do the points portion of this event at all, you don't get to keep Oda, so definitely at least do that much. They're very easy. I wouldn't sweat them very much. I would just do them as soon as possible. You get 3 Saints Courts from them, and you get a summoning ticket from them. So that's enough to get Okita right there. That's 2 pulls. That's 50-50 chance to get Okita at that point. Your free quests are you're going to be your drops for the shop. The 10 AP quest mostly drops gourds and 1 chance of dropping a silver. The 20 AP mostly drops silver and 1 drop of gourd and 1 drop of the teapots. So mostly silver's there, but you can get both there. And then finally the 30 AP quest here is going to drop mostly your golds. I know there's 40 AP quests after this, and we're going to be talking about those in just a second. We're going to focus on these first 3 quests for a little bit right now. When the event starts, you can really start on these 30 AP quests, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get as many of these teapots as you can possibly get. You eventually want 600 of them just for the Guado. So it's quite a bit, and you're going to want to start farming here at the 30 AP quest. The reason that you start here and not at gourds is because if you notice, the 30 AP quest can drop some silver drops, the 20 AP quest can drop some bronze drops, and the 10 AP quest can only really drop silver and bronze. So you want to go down this list. You start with the hardest one, and in your attempt to get 600 of these golden teapots, you might even end up getting 300 of these silvers. And then in your attempt of finishing off farming your silvers, you probably won't get enough gourds, but you might get a bunch of gourds to help along the way. And then finally you can end with these gourds. Normally, I would say that in a normal event, you want to wait till the end to see if you need to drop apples. In this event, the start is where you want to drop your apples if you're going to be dropping them, because you want to get those Guado cards as quickly as possible. I'll be discussing why in just a moment when we hit the limited quests, but for now, just you might want to drop some apples here at the very start. These 40 AP quests change out every day, so I'm pretty sure this is how it works, by the way. It doesn't say that here, but I play this event, and that's just what I remember. These 40 AP quests change out once a day, so on Monday you're going to be only going to be able to do this one, and then on Tuesday you're going to be able to do this one. And there's actually 8 of these quests, so it's probably going to end up being you do these first 7, and then you get another week where you do these 7, and then the final quest is going to be on the last day, and you're going to be able to do that once, I think. These other quests you can do as many times as you want, and this one does say it's a free quest, so you might be able to do this one as much as you want to, which maybe that'll help getting some of these gold drops as well. Now, if you want, very first day you can go and start doing these 40 AP quests and start there instead of the 30 AP quests, but I would really recommend doing the 30 AP quests just because you can also drop these silver balls. But it's up to you what you think is worth it to you. I can't determine. Maybe you want these claws more than life itself, and you'll farm these silvers as it comes. But I definitely recommend you start with the 30 AP and then move down to the 10 AP with the 20 in between. Go start at 30, go to 20, and then go to 10, depending on what you need. And then once you're done with that kind of farming, you can start doing these 40 AP quests as much as you want for these other drops. And then make sure to do this last one, of course. And then finally we hit here. And these are the limited quests, and these are what really matter. It's important to understand what points teams are for this event, so we have this graphic here, which I'm going to be talking about really quickly. Your absolute minimum doing these limited quests should be 390%. You really should have all these servants. I can understand some of you might have been burning them. You don't really care about them. You really should have had all these servants. You should have gotten them by now. If you've been keeping them, and if you've been leveling them, you should definitely have them at good levels at this point. I know that I have every one of these servants except for Oda and Kita, who obviously aren't out yet, at level 40. except for Benki. I don't have Benki at level 40. I've been burning him. Um, but I don't need a Benki. I have an Emiya. So just be aware of that. Basically, what you want is you want to support Okita with the Guado on at all times. I already told you that if you don't have an Okita with the Guado card on it, it's still better at 100% than the Oda with the card is at 90%. So always bring in a support Okita if you can. Always bring your Oda. Always bring your Oda for every one of these limited quests. There's more than just here that you could possibly have, but these are heroes that you probably have. So bring at least 4 20% heroes, servants, and you should bring your Guado cards, and you should hope that your support has a Guado card as well. If you roll your own Okita with the 3 quartz that they're going to give you during this event, then, bless you, and definitely bring it. Definitely swap out one of those 20% and bring a second Okita. And if you have an Emiya, swap out one of those 20% and bring an Emiya. Your team comp doesn't really matter here. It's really not going to matter, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. As you can see, these enemies are pretty weak, starting out especially. They eventually grow up a little bit and get to level 24. But even at level 24, the highest health they're going to have is a little bit shy of 7,000, and they're berserkers. So even some weaker servants at level 40 are going to be able to one-shot these guys. There's no excuse not to bring your full points team. And every one of these quests is guaranteed to drop a specific number of points. So if you do each of these quests with at least 340%, you will get your NP5 Nobu. Guaranteed, you will get it. So if you can hit that 340% at least, you should always be bringing that. If you can't hit that 340%, then that means you're going to end up having to do free quest farming. And that's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not quite as good as having your 100% guaranteed mathematical answer to getting Nobu. So if you can get that 340%, I would definitely go for it. Your minimum should really be 390% though, so you should definitely be able to get the 340%. These quests are very easy. They max out at level 24. So again, you're going to be able to one-shot them even at level 40 servants. They're berserkers. You can see they start getting more, but you should be able to clear them out anyway. And then once it gets to here, you're fighting 5 in a row, and then here, when you're fighting 20 at once, it can get a little bit hard. You're not actually going to be fighting 20 at once. You're going to be fighting them in waves of 3, like you would for a Nara mission. The difference is that when you kill 3 new ones will instantly fill in their place instead of swapping to the next thing and giving you a turn. So you kill 3, and 3 of them are going to get a chance to hit you. And then you're going to kill 3, and 3 of them are going to get a chance to hit you. And that's going to happen until the very end, where I think there's only going to be 2 left at once, or yeah, I think there's only going to be 2 left at once. So just bear in mind that they're going to be allowed to get hits on you in this final one. So I don't know. You probably can still beat it very easily. Bring Servant with dodge. I think Ushi has a dodge. I think Okita has a dodge. Ku definitely has a dodge. So it's not that hard. Definitely, there's no excuse not to bring your servants. These are very easy quests, and they're only 1 AP. So if you happen to fail, you're not wasting 3 hours of time. You're wasting 4 minutes approximately. Definitely bring your points team for these. And that's basically the end for this event. That's all there is to talk about. I'm going to review the strategy one last time just so that no one can say I didn't do that. You're going to start out, you're going to do your story quests, you're going to finish them real quick, then you're going to move on to free quests. You're going to jump into these 30 AP free quests and do them, drop some apples if you have to, get your Guados as fast as possible, and then move on to your 20 AP quests for your silvers and your 10 AP quests for your bronze. Get those Guados, get 4 of them as quickly as possible. These quests can even drop Guados, so if you happen to get a Guado, then you don't even have to worry about farming. I would still farm later, but your goal at the very beginning is 4 Guados. So if you get them from the event, that's perfect. You can farm a little bit less at the start, but you definitely want 4 of them. So get your 4 Guados as quickly as you possibly can. Drop as many apples as you feel comfortable with in the pursuit of that. I would definitely suggest the 30 AP. One last time, I would definitely suggest the 30 AP quest. You can do the 40 if you want to. And then once you have that, start doing your daily limited. You're only going to be able to do 1 a day, and they're very easy. If you have 340% at least, but you should have 390%, but if you have 340% at least, then you will get your NP5 Nobu 100% guaranteed by just doing these a day. So once you have your 340%, 390%, then you can stop worrying about points farming, and you can start worrying about getting these other event shop goodies. But you just want to be able to do these at least once a day. Give yourself the time to do these. They're 1 AP. They're very easy. Use your points team. If you forget to bring your points team, don't say, oh, well, it's a lot of AP I just wasted. It's not. It's 1 AP. Back out of the quest. Quit the mission and bring your points team. And that's basically it. That's the entire event in a nutshell. There's 4 different types of quests this event. There's 4 different types of currency. It can be very confusing. Just at the start, thinking about this quest for a new player can be kind of overwhelming. But really don't worry about it. It's not that hard once you get the general idea behind this quest. And don't worry about your Nobu 5 NP5. You're gonna get it if you get that 340%. And if you don't get the 340%, if you can only get 300%, if you can only get the 200%, don't sweat it so badly. Don't think that it's over for you, because you can just farm a little bit of these free quests and get some extra points. So this event, Nobu is a gift. You will get her. If you get the crystallized lore after that, that's up to you. I'm going to be going for it, but that's up to you. It's not necessary. You don't really need it. There'll be 2 more lores in this event that you'll get almost guaranteed, so don't worry about it. Have fun with this event. Have fun farming. Don't always set a limit for yourself before you roll on the gacha. Never roll into bankruptcy. And don't worry so much about this event. It's not that hard. Once again, I'm going to have this page listed in the description so you can read it for yourself at your own leisure. You can go into these. You can know exactly what you're going to be fighting for every mission before and what they can drop. And you can look up whatever you want at any time. You can look up the rewards list. It's all there. So that's it. Have fun. See you later.